Tuesday with Thompson. The PT's in the house. Now, I'm sure PT was probably just laughing away listening to us go back and forth because he probably wants Jim Schwartz fired. It's a Tuesday with Thompson. The PT's back. Peter?
I don't see any reason to fire the guy, MG. I mean, I wasn't thrilled sometimes with his defense this year, but good Lord, he's got practice squad players out there. He has different revolving cast. I mean, I don't see any reason to fire the guy.
All right, well, then you're a sensible guy, Peter.
I did think that initially you were talking about Malcolm Jenkins until you started to pivot a little. And as far as Malcolm Jenkins is concerned, I'm going to give the Teddy KGB line from Rounders. Pay the man his money.
I thought you were going to go with the Russian accent, though.
Yeah.
Здравствуйте, говори по-русски. Pay the man his money.
That would be Peter Thompson.
We started with
no second E.
Yeah, we started with the list of the free agent safeties that were available there, and I think the Eagles are in a little bit of a rock and a hard place here with Jenkins and then Peters, who wants to come back, and these are aging players, and they've been through with the safety before. It's ironic that they go through it with the same position and a similar impactful player who's kind of like right at that age where you have to make a tough decision.
I mean, I'm not saying this guy's Brian Dawkins. I get it, but learn from that experience. When you let Brian Dawkins go, the locker room was never the same. If you let Malcolm Jenkins walk, that locker room will not be the same. I understand that he's 32 years old. I understand that he's not getting any younger. But I also understand that he's way underpaid based on the number. He's the 11th highest paid safety. I get that. I mean, I understand why he wants more money. Find a way to, meet him in the middle. Now, Jason Peters, I mean, you know that he stands up there after that game on Sunday and says, well, sure, I want to come back. And they're going, no, just walk off, buddy. Just hobble off. Just go.
So, Peter, give us I saw your we'll get into the Flyers trip in just a second, but Saturday I was intrigued by you could have broke the news about Zach Ertz. You were in the elevator with him.
I was in the elevator with him Sunday morning. It wasn't Saturday night. It was Sunday morning. But it was a real surprise to me. I stayed at the Courtyard by Marriott South, which is a new hotel they built at the Navy Yard 2 or 3 years ago. I got
nice, isn't it?
Yeah.
I stayed there.
I run into guys all the time. Like I ran into Charlie Manuel there once. Yeah. That's like a big Philly sports celebrity hangout.
So let me ask you this, Jeff. You don't think they stay there as a team, right? That was just Zach Ertz chose to stay there so we didn't have to, I mean.
No, I don't know if that was big enough to stay as a team. I thought they stayed somewhere in the city.
That's what I thought too, and I know the opposing teams stay in the Lowe's that has the PSFS on the top of it in case you're ever looking to heckle the opposing team. But
not
it was
Derek Lowe's, Harry.
The doors opened up and there he was, and he had his phone, and his earbuds in, and I looked at him, but I didn't say anything, and then I looked back at Michael, my girlfriend's son. He had this luggage cart with all our luggage on it, and I said, well, make a decision. And he kind of thought, why are you yelling at me? And then he realized that was Zach Ertz, so he pushed us the luggage cart in. Meanwhile, basically pushing Zach to the back of the elevator, which I thought was hilarious. And he moves out of the way, right? Then these other two Eagle fans get on. The only thing I said to Zach Ertz was, how you feeling? He said, I'm good to go. Okay, great. So then these other two Eagle fans get on. They see my shirt. They start talking about Franklin Field and going to games with their father and stuff. And I'm thinking, this Yahoo doesn't even know that Zach Ertz is hiding behind the luggage cart over there. But it was pretty cool.
That's funny. My favorite part of all that, though, was when Harry Mays tweeted at you, did you talk his ear off?
Hard to believe, Harry.
New injury for Zach Ertz, bleeding ear.
Bleeding eardrum after riding elevator with Peter Thompson. Yeah, my cousin texted me, and he was just LMAFO, like just dying when he saw Harry tweet that to you.
Yeah.
So the Eagles lose. Obviously it was just a disappointing, unfortunate situation with Wentz. But before we let you roll here, Peter, we had bet that you were going to miss a game on that Flyers road trip. How close were you to potentially missing a game?
Didn't miss a single one.
And you were the reason why they went 1-4. Thanks.
Well, the Flyers
certainly
didn't seem to show up. I mean, San Jose was a bad first period, but the Kings was the worst. In L.A., they came out and just got shellacked in that first period. They were down 4-0, and the Kings fans, to put it bluntly, were real a-holes. They were not nice. The San Jose fans were pretty nice. They didn't throw anything at us, or they weren't mean. And, Anaheim, they don't know what the heck they are. I mean, the people in Anaheim just want to go to Disneyland. They don't really care about their hockey team. So, that was fine. And they won that game, thank God. But L.A., I mean, they for being as bad as they are, L.A. Kings fans sure were not nice, quite frankly.
Wow.
No one wants to hear a Philadelphia guy complaining about other fans' beat. I'm sorry.
Where do you think the L.A. Kings rank on the list of professional and collegiate sports teams in the L.A.?
Yeah, it's a bunch of transports.
Wait, there's a hockey team called the Kings?
Right? I mean, seriously, where would they rank on the list of, they would be below USC football and UCLA basketball, right?
That's what I thought. I thought that they wouldn't even give a damn and they wouldn't even show up. But
does Kelly Rudy still play for them?
Who's that?
Kelly Rudy. Does he still play goalie for them?
No. Marcel Dion retired.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, we finished in Vegas, and the showmanship, they said be in your seats before pregame, and they were right. I mean, the one thing Vegas does right is pregame and in-game presentation, and that was very fun to watch. I mean, they really put together quite a presentation. And then, of course, they came out and beat us. But, I mean, that game had everything. It had a penalty shot. It had, rough and tough play. It had goals on both sides. The Flyers really should have won that game, quite frankly. They had a 6-on-3, for God's sakes, at the end, and they couldn't put the puck in the net to tie it up. But c'est la vie.
PT, do you have any, more importantly, any Vegas stories you can tell on the air?
Yeah, I mean, our Vegas stories were pretty safe.
Well, then you didn't have a good time.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't go out to the Bunny Ranch, if that's what you're asking. We didn't.
What's a Bunny Ranch?
We took some of the
see that show?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not know what that is? We took some of the pamphlets just for informational purposes only, and.
What's a pamphlet?
We didn't gamble very much, but Michael did hit at the slot machine on the way out of town in the airport. As I was sitting right next to him, losing my money as fast as possible.
Now, when you were in Anaheim, I mentioned to you across the street from the Big A, there was a spot that you could have watched the football game. Did you peruse that location?
We did not go to that. We went to a Tilted Kilt, which we should have gone to watch the football game, because I got to tell you, I'm still pissed off that the place we went to, it's right across the street from the Honda Center, that bills itself as a sports bar, literally had two games on. They had the Chargers, and what were they playing? The Broncos, and they had the Rams playing the Raiders, if I have that right, or maybe I have it backwards. But it was both LA teams. Whatever was normally on TV were the games that were on, and that was it, and that sucked.
Well, all right, PT, so will this be an annual thing?
Well,
the Flyers are always out west during this, during the Christmas, New Year's time.
Do you realize, though, and everybody likes to blame it on me, but this West Coast trip, since 2013 and 14 season, they're 2-13-2 over the last 5 years. Every year, Disney on Ice comes to the Wells Fargo Center, and every year the Flyers go out and leap the bed.
Maybe they should play a couple games at Boardwalk Hall, and they don't have to travel out there.
Exactly. I'm all for it.
All right, Tuesday with Thompson in the books. Peter, I'll see you soon.
Michael, Moshe, Ryan.
See you, PT.
Later, PT.
Pete Thompson will be back on the Pete Thompson Show this Saturday, 8 a.m.